Hey, legends, welcome back to the Mason Cox Show. Big preview episode for you today. We got Sydney and Carlton, the matchup over at SCG in Sydney. We've got Adelaide and Collingwood duke it out at the MCG in Melbourne. And then we're going to go fan questions. Yes, there's one about dating and how getting crabs on a first date. We're going to dissect that one. We're going to break it down, as you might say. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and download this so you can get an update every single time we get a new episode out, twice a week. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the pod. Okay, legends, let's get straight into the previews of the week. We got some big games coming up, Brayden. What are we starting with?
Big games, and we're starting with Gold Coast v Geelong, none bigger, up at TIO in Darwin. Gold Coast have a really, really good record up there, and Geelong, I don't know, they might be struggling a little bit.
I don't know.
So,
at home, they lost.
Yeah, I feel like if they lose to, this is my logic, I'm trying to figure out who's going to win this game.
This is your cock lock?
No. It almost could be. I'm pretty confident in this one because you go, Geelong lost in Port, lost to Port at home.
Yep.
Gold Coast have already been up in Darwin. They're acclimatizing. They came out, they got a nice little tasty opener against North just to, get themselves right up into the occasion. And now they're going to have to throw everything at Geelong. And I reckon Gold Coast Suns will beat Geelong this weekend.
Wow, that's a statement, isn't it?
Don't you reckon?
No, I do agree. Well, they're undefeated up at TIO. They're 1 from 1.
Yeah,
so,
well, this year.
I mean, if the record shows.
They've been good up there. They've been good. I reckon they should sell all their games to Darwin.
Maybe that's going to be the 20th team. Who knows?
Yeah, they did talk about that.
Maybe.
My housemate, who's not a footy fan, was like, Google how many people live in Darwin. And then I was like, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have a team. Because there's more people in, Canberra. You could have a Canberra team.
Don't go crazy, mate. Don't say something stupid like that.
Mix it up.
No, I've got Gold Coast Suns beating Geelong. I think it's going to be one of the, I guess you could say, one of the upsets of the round, one of the biggest ones. We'll move to the next game now. This is the juicy one. Friday night, Sydney versus Carlton. SCG.
This is a tasty little treat, isn't it? I reckon this is my game of the round. Not that we do that. Oh, the Cox game of the round. We just do everything.
Too much.
But yeah, interesting one. Carlton kind of limped across the line last week. Just got there, held on.
Yep.
But Sydney have been pretty dominant. At home, SCG.
Yep.
Smaller ground. Harder for the big key forwards to get space.
Yep.
I think that's going to work against them. So you're going to have to rely on your mids to kick a bit more goals. Now, can they do that head-to-head with Sydney's mids? I don't think so. So I'm going to go Sydney in this one.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be one in the middle of the ground. It's going to be a midfield versus midfield competition there with some of the best mids going at it.
And Bidnet hurt his hand in the game last week. So if he's still got a lingering hand injury.
If you need a glove, I know a guy.
And he comes up against Brodie Grundy, so we know he's an elite ruckman. So.
Very elite ruckman. Well, I'm going to go Sydney at home. Yeah, you got to take Sydney in this one. It's tough to look past them. We'll move into the next game. Collingwood versus Adelaide, the old MCG. I think you know who I'm going to pick on this one. We have had quite a few injuries in the forward line. We will mention that. But yeah, obviously playing for Collingwood, I think I'm gonna choose us.
You have had some absolute barn burners of late with Adelaide. Some close games.
Very true.
No doubt there'll be a bit of spice to it, a bit of flavour. I will pick Collingwood, but I don't know. I would not be surprised if this was a really close contest. Who are you matching up on in the ruck?
O'Brien has come off 56 hit-outs last week.
Ooh.
56, the old Plumber. That's a decent little run. They did get the draw, so that's maybe exhausted, I guess, from that. Who knows? But
it's a lot of hit-outs that he's got to. That's a lot of ruck contests that he's in last week.
There's 96 between the two big ruckmen. That's just an insane amount of stoppages. You'd be exhausted. Luckily, I play second ruck, so that should help. But yeah, credit to O'Brien. He's a good ruckman, intelligent fella. Saw him over at Live Golf a couple of weeks ago. He's doing his MBA or his doctorate or something like that. That man is a genius. I think he's just one of the smartest men in the AFL at the moment.
Remember that thing
that
time that he sent Nick Nat?
Not going to go there. Not going to go there. Tech-wise, questionable times, but very intelligent human being.
Oh, I like it. I really like the big rucks. How would you, if if he's clearly in form, he's got 56 hitouts. Is there a moment in time as like the opposing ruck that you like, I can't do anything to win this ruck contest. I need to like nullify it, or do the mids just start trying to rove the ruckman that's getting all the hitouts?
It's a real awkward feeling. This has happened to me in my lifetime, in my career. Whenever you get to a center bounce and they go, let's just lock down. That's a sign you're going pretty shit. Yeah. Oh, man, that's a rough days. It's a rough days. Go, oh, no, what about this hit? Like, nah, it's just locked down. It's just locked down, big fella.
Yeah, that's rough. That's real rough.
Oh, man, but that's my experience. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. GWS versus the Western Bulldogs in Sydney. Western Bulldogs, massive win last week. And the media's off them this week. The media's off them this week, but they do go up against a formidable opposition, GWS, at Sydney. So this is going to be an interesting one. I can't go past GWS winning this one.
It's an old rivalry, this one. An old rivalry, probably about as an older rivalry as GWS can have, because they're obviously a young team. But I see GWS winning this one because if we follow form that I've been saying for weeks now, Bulldogs had a good game last week, so on form, they should have a terrible week this week. All the pressure is heaped back up onto the coach, and we do the whole thing again for another week, and then it flips it, and we just follow the pattern. So the trend is your friend, and the trend is saying GWS will bounce back, and Bulldogs will bounce back.
Is this not your cock lock? It's your team?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, there's a very obvious couple of cock locks coming up.
Okay. I just wanted to bait you in there a little bit. Maybe I could get them early.
If you're talking about locks, look at that. We got some locks coming up.
All right, we got the next one. St Kilda versus Freo over there at Marvel.
For the Rossi Lion Cup.
The Rossi Lion Cup. That's a good. I didn't think about that.
The cup is actually just a vase with a bit of hose sticking out of it.
Oh, come on, man. That and a couple Birkenstocks.
Did you see the guys giving him shit for wearing the Berkeys?
Oh, really? I'll rate it. Hell yeah.
He rolled up to the press conference wearing Berkeys, and the guys from over the fence, just fans, were chirping him about wearing Berkeys and shorts to the press conference. I don't know.
Can we get him and Dimma to just combine their outfits and get maybe some jorts and some Birkenstocks and the McDonald's T-shirt? I think that would be the ultimate.
Did you hear breaking news that Gold Coast Suns
heard it here first.
They're gonna change their kit?
What?
They're talking about changing their kit. They don't want the McDonald's, the sun with the red and the yellow. They're thinking about coming up with a new design and changing their kit after all this time.
Jeez. Can I get some input on that?
What are you going to do?
As their number one supporter.
Maybe they're leaning.
I feel like I should give some.
They might lean back into more of a McDonald's looking setup. They might be getting the big golden arches across the front or something.
They need to get some kind of finances up there. It's a big sponsor. Anyway, who do we have here? St Kilda versus Freo. St Kilda got the L against Hawthorn last week. Freo, obviously, it's been a very tough time for them and what's happened. I'm actually going to go Freo. I'm going to go. They're going to rally around each other. They're going to get a bit of love that they need, and they're going to travel as a team. I think it'll be a good little bonding experience to beat St Kilda over there at Marvel.
I think over there. I feel like Freo is a good traveling team.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the flip Saints are doing because I've been backing them in. Oh, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get pressure. Like they're a good competitive team. They've just been losing by a goal here and there. I feel like that's a bit more fraudulent than I thought because, they're just not getting it done. They've won stuff all games this year. I feel like Rossi's going to tear paint off the walls this week.
Is this the team you have no faith in this year? Is this your the team you don't like?
Well, it started off being aside from North and West Coast and all the ones that are guaranteed.
Yeah, okay.
It started off as Essendon.
Jeez.
It started off as Essendon, and now I've flipped around. Like I think
you got to cock lock your team. All right?
I thought Essendon were the frauds and St Kilda were good. I think it's actually the other way around. St Kilda's proving to be frauds.
Wow. Okay, that's your words.
Anyway, I'm saying Marvel. No,
Marvel's the winner of this. Great. All right. So Kilda versus Freo.
I'm saying Freo.
You can't choose Iron Man in this one, bro. It doesn't work like that,
Thor.
Okay?
No, Freo wins this game.
Freo. Okay.
Good team, good defense, good forwards, good midfielders.
Yeah,
good coach.
We need to stop agreeing on all these. Let's get some opposition ideas here. Okay, we'll go into the next game. Brisbane versus Richmond at the Gabba.
Wait, so let's let's not cocklock the same game.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you cocklocking this one or the next one?
No, the next one.
You can't cocklock every North game.
Keep it moving.
Brisbane come out and annihilate Richmond this weekend at the Gabba.
Geez.
There's only one result this can be, and this is classic Brisbane. Fill your boots up. Joey D's going to kick 5. Charlie Cameron's going to kick 6. Some of their midfielders are going to rack them up. It's going to be a rough watch for Richmond.
Nah, stuff it. I'm going Richmond on this.
Oh, my God. You can't.
Oh, yes. You best believe it. They've won a grand final up there at the Gabba, so therefore they're going to be okay, I think, on this one. And, they're going to get the chocolates over Brisbane.
Do they have enough players to put on a plane?
I don't even know, but I'm just going to choose them. Dusty kicks 7. Who cares?
It's got to be one of those things. I love every week how they're like, could Dusty wind back the clock?
That's their only chance.
He's got to kick 30 goals.
Nate Curvis going to get 100 hit outs.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move into the next one. Essendon versus North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Essendon sitting 3rd on the ladder. Don't think a lot of people would pick that preseason. Credit to them and some of the movements and shifting they did over the offseason. Now, oh, man, are you going to... No, you've already done your cock walk. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna not say this. I'm not gonna not.
That's good. Get a bit of a closer one. Last week I said Western Bulldogs, which at the time seemed controversial. They had all the tabloids talking about it, but this week, Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go obviously Essendon on this one. North Melbourne. Essendon's just in form. It's going to be tough to beat them at Marvel. Both have experience there at the stadium, but it's tough to look past Essendon.
Well, we know they're going to kick probably about 130-odd points.
Yeah, okay.
So, it'd be pretty hard for North to be able to beat that. So I'm going to go Essendon.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to the next one. Port versus Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. This is Mason Cox's cocklock of the week.
Risky. Hawthorn's on an absolute tear at the moment.
It's at Adelaide, though. Port Adelaide just beat Geelong at Geelong. Yeah. And they're on a steamroll at the moment.
Well, Port are better at GMHBA so far statistically this year than they are
1 of 1. Yeah, okay. Go on.
But,
Go on, mate.
No, I'm going to tip Hawthorn this week.
Okay, yeah. Hawthorn is in form. I'll give them that, but I can't see them beating Port Adelaide at home.
And this one, to round out the week,
Hey, credit to us for not cocklocking this game.
No, what a game to finish on. West Coast v Melbourne at Optus. Melbourne.
Interesting. I'm just going to love this little... Harley Reid, we keep talking about it every single week, and he's getting a lot of experience against some of the best mids, and he's going to have Petrarca this week. Yeah. Petrarca kicked 5 last week, casual.
And move Petrarca forward again?
It depends how they go. I think you just keep him in the middle.
Just to chill out.
Keep him in the middle until you get a comfortable lead, hopefully, and then you can put him forward if you want to rest him. But Harley Reid's getting a lot of... he's playing against some of the best players in the league every single week. And it's a great experience for him, I think. To play against, last week he had, Pendles in the middle. He's probably taking a few notes in the, the vision he's watching after that. And, he's got Petrarca this week. He'll play on Cripps. And it's just, I think for him, it's a real learning year. If you can, he's playing really well, obviously, as with a team that's not going as well at the moment. But, playing at some of the best mids, taking a few kind of little tidbits from their game after playing them, I think, is going to make him even better come next year. So I think that's one thing I'm going to really enjoy watching is him blossoming over the next few years. He's a hell of a player, an absolute gun. He's going to be one of the best in the comp. But can't go past Melbourne winning this one at West Coast.
I wonder if Pendles gives advice. I remember back in the day, he gave Adam Treloar advice when he lined up against GWS. That was very nice of him. Yeah, that was almost 20 years ago now. Yeah. But it's pretty hard to go past Melbourne. Melbourne, they probably need you need to smash these to get the form to carry into the rest of the games. Anyway, that's it for the preview.
That's the preview. That is it. Now we're going to move into one of our favorite bits, and to be honest, our favorite bit. It is the fan questions. We're here to give back. We love giving back on the pod. We want to hear from the people that listen in. Okay. All the people that do the due diligence of listening through this whole podcast. We want to just hear your questions and be able to give you answers.
Hook it to my veins because, I did notice, I do check in on the YouTube comments and they said Brayden touches the mic a lot, so he needs to stop doing that.
Feedback.
So I've been doing that a lot intentionally this week through both podcasts. I like to adjust it, move it around. But most stuff's good for you. Most dating stuff bad for me, but Let's jump into it.
Okay.
The footy questions first off the rank. Why doesn't Collingwood do songs for the goals? And what would yours be?
That's a good question. Now, Brisbane does it at the Gabba, and I love it. I think it's cool. And the fans get into it and everything else because they learn the songs for each player. And, you got John Denver plays up there, I think, for Joe Danaher or someone. No, Joe Danaher, Shark Dude. It is Charlie. Charlie's John Denver guy.
Country Road.
Yeah, Country Road. That's what it is. I'd have to be like, I think Born in the USA is an easy one, but maybe Miley Cyrus. Party in the USA. Now, that I think would be pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to choose that one, Miley Cyrus.
No T-Swift. That's, I don't know, that's pretty
That's controversial.
insulting.
I would throw her in there, but she doesn't have a song that's dedicated to just America.
That one was from Trazzy Gran.
There you go.
What do players talk about with the opposition after a game?
Oh, that's an interesting one. So you talk about trash during the game, but then there's like the ultimate respect, I think, after it. You usually ask the question, I always ask about how their families are doing and stuff, because I think we're all like, we all have the same job, just for different colors.
Do you listen and know and stuff? Or are you one of those guys, how's the family? Good, yeah, good. And then
I do actually pay attention. I think like whenever you talk to the people you're playing against, so it's usually the other big guys, the key backs or the ruckman, or maybe the other key forwards, that have similar roles to you. But yeah, you usually check in on the family and stuff. What have you been up to, man? It's pretty good. I think over the weekend, I had Brass. We were chatting after for a little bit, and he's a very lovely human. I was asking him if he'd been fishing lately. He said, "No, I've got 2 kids at home, man. I can't do that." But at the end, he said, "Congrats on the premiership." So it's, I said, "You know what? 1 for 1, both of us, So we both have 1. Sorry, not 1 for 1. I'm 1 for 2. Yeah. But no, it's a mutual kind of respect, and I think people would be amazed at just how chill it is, and just how much you kind of just look at each other as normal humans.
Good old normal humans. Yeah. That one was from Lynn Abdu. That's probably way wrong.
Nailed it.
Do your parents stay with you when they're in Australia? And do they do your head in?
No, my parents don't stay with me. I have a very small apartment that I stay in. So no, we don't have enough space. But no, they don't do my head in. I do find it funny, though, as soon as my parents come in town, the Collingwood media team love it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of content. Filthy Phil on the mic. They give him a camera and tell him to just waltz around the MCG and just have a video of himself screaming left, right, and center. And then you hear my mom stressing in the background. Bobby, oh my God. So yeah, it's always good to have the parents in town. They enjoy it, and it's cool for them because they don't get to experience AFL in the US as much. They get to talk to people on the streets and talk to people at the cafes, whatever it is. Whereas whenever they come here, everyone knows about what they're talking about. So it's a bit of like a full-on time for them to, I guess, just release all their AFL energy to the people. So if you see my mom and dad, have a chat with them. They'll chinwag with you for hours on end. They love it. So that's from Ninim 28.
I'm glad you said it, because I was looking at it that whole time going like, how the hell am I going to say that? Now this one, we could think of it 2 ways. Like what would have you have done, or what would you do now?
What would I want to do?
But what job would you want if you were not a professional athlete?
I kind of would love to be like a manager or be in like event space, I think. It'd be kind of cool, I think, being in behind the scenes now, like now that I've kind of seen how it all works somewhat. I think it'd be kind of cool to be like a GM or someone who like kind of manages people. I would love to do like a manager of like a live golf team. Just like travel the world, hang out with the boys.
Yeah, because I was thinking manager more laid back, very, very vague.
No, I mean like of an athlete. I think it would be kind of cool.
Oh, like a player manager type thing. Yeah. No, I just thought you meant like a manager at like a paper store.
But like a player manager of someone who actually like makes enough money to financially uphold me.
Of like a good player.
Yeah. Not like
a rich
if you were to manage me, you're not getting any cash through the door. So it's
and ride coattails.
You said it, not me. Let's move on to what was that from? Go ahead.
That one.
Taryn and Gorge. Thank you so much for that one. What else we got?
What was with your attempted smother? The fans loved it. That's from Alistair Mitchell.
Yeah, look, they're very few and far in between.
It was a real diver.
It was a real dive, Superman. I was like, please kick the ball so I don't have to do this. And he did, but just late, so I did have to. I will give credit to Brayden Maynard, who's on the bench, and he dragged me up off the ground because it takes a long time for me to get off the ground. He did drag me back up, and got a little applause from the crowd. I think you just don't see big fellas doing the full Superman dive smother very often.
I just Thank God he did kick it, because imagine the candy. It would have been so embarrassing.
Bad. Yeah, I know. Well, maybe I just had an angle where I just kick him if he tried to go back inside and trip him.
You did touch it.
I did touch it, yeah. He did say touched by the umpire.
Did you touch it?
I don't know if you get a statistic for something for that, hopefully.
Did you actually touch it?
I did touch it, yeah.
Because when it went, I was like, it
didn't really do much, but because it went straight to Crispy's hands. And then, I'm not sure if we turned it over or not, but that was you don't see it very often from the big fella.
This is a good one because we get to see if we get the truth or if we get.
Jeez, what do we got?
Is the nutritionist listening? What do you eat in a typical week, and do you have a nutrition plan?
Don't really have a nutrition plan, I would say per se. What do I eat in a typical week? A little Uber Eats, maybe 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Not that we're shouting anyone out, but we do eat grilled in this podcast quite a bit.
I see the zucchini chips aren't as good as I thought they were for you.
Yeah, they're not the healthiest. You think, quinoa crusted, it'll be good for you. Not so much.
It's a bit of a trap.
They're delicious, though. They are. And
everything's delicious.
Please send us some.
I love grilled.
If we got a grilled sponsorship, that'd be elite. That'd be so good.
Any food, really.
It'd save us so much money. Please help.
This one, thoughts on Taylor Swift's new set list and outfits.
Okay, so there was a lot of Taylor Swift questions that came out of this, questionnaire that we did, and I'm just going to briefly chat over this, right? And first of all, I want to give a shout out to my brother. He got a ticket to the Paris show for $144.
What?
Unreal. Floor seats.
That's
just
wild.
Insane. They were out at dinner is what he told me, and they were just sitting there on StubHub or wherever it is, and then magically a couple hours or an hour before the concert, these tickets came up for $144 a piece. And he goes,
crazy.
Sold. They went and got kebabs, just went straight to the concert. Got floor seats to see her for I think it's the second or third time at least. Love the new outfit. Has the written kind of wording on it, the white dress. That was pretty cool. And I do like that she cut down the folklore / Evermore because that was just a bit of a lull in energy, I thought, in the concert.
Are they songs?
Yeah. No, it's eras. A reputation, real high energy. And I love that bit. And then it kind of went into this kind of lull. I think it was the bathroom break for everyone. You know? Right. Some of my friends were talking to me. They were like, that's whenever we scheduled the bathroom break was during that. And she's cut it out. So hold it. Hold your bladder. But that's all I'm going to say on the Taylor Swift stuff. I've yet to really do the deep dive. I keep saying I'm going to. I know as a Swiftie, this is actually a sin, but I haven't done the full deep dive into every song of her, the Tortured Poets Department album.
Sounds like a bit much.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot in there to dissect, but I need to go into a bit of a YouTube rabbit hole. Haven't had the time yet.
I feel like a lot of people are just going to have to start shitting themselves at Taylor Swift concerts now. That was from Jessica was the last one. Molly Goldfish was that one.
And a few others.
And we're moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what's the greatest movie of all time?
Oh, man. Greatest movie of all time. Inception was really good. That's a killer movie. Superbad, one of my favorite comedies. Shawshank Redemption, can't go past that one. That's just an absolute classic. Classic.
Token,
what do you got?
My favorite ever, and I was a film student.
Oh.
My favorite
artist.
My favorite movie ever is Dumb and Dumber.
That's so on brand for you. It's not even funny.
I quote the whole thing over and over. We landed on the moon. When he sees the poster of the moon landing. Oh, that's classic. So many good moments.
50 miles that way.
Just the small stuff. He comes out of the service station and there's people drinking big gulps. He's like, drinking big gulps, huh? All right. And then walks up.
Word.
All good. It's all good. Anyway, that's it.
It works. Was it 1% of the time? No, 99% of the time it works or something?
It works every time. That's what Anchorman. And that was the real Jakey Stingray. What's your celebrity lookalike from Menji?
I actually don't know this one. There's a Cowboys coach that looks exactly like me, but I used to look like Justin Bieber back in the day. Not so much anymore.
Just the haircut.
Yeah, just the haircut.
I feel you. I swear you must
maybe
look
the
like
Big Show from the WWE. No. The Big Show. No. 6'8". I'm trying to think of the tallest person I know.
I swear there's a tennis player
Shaq?
that sometimes people send
Shaq?
through. Yeah, Shaq attack.
Shaq. Nailed it.
Height. You got the height.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some people have sent us through tennis players and stuff. We get sent through some, and I'm like, oh, that is really you.
Yeah,
I feel like just white American with brown hair. That's pretty much
very specific.
Most of those guys. Okay. Thoughts on Baby Reindeer? That's from Fiona. Have you seen it?
I did watch it.
I don't like it.
Man, it kind of made me feel uneasy about the stalker
it was good,
and stuff. And,
but it made you feel just...
It's kind of like Saltburn.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, man, there's just some stuff.
I don't think I want to watch that.
I don't know. Like, there's some things you just don't like to have in your head.
Saw the scene where he's like licking the bath.
Oh, the bath water.
Yeah.
There's another thing with his grave that I won't get into that was just... wild scenes.
Harrow loved it.
Wild scenes.
He said it was funny as.
I definitely did not love it.
Yeah, how do you shake that character into the next role? How do you shake that one? I don't know.
Did you see
a miracle?
The Real Martha was on.
Yes.
What's the show?
Pierce Brosnan or
Pierce
Morgan or something.
Pierce Brosnan.
He's on
Pierce Morgan. So she like fully denied the whole thing and said like he's obsessed with her.
Oh.
And that she only wrote him one letter, and Pierce Morgan's like. He's got like 104 others. He can just take the one that you claimed you wrote and compare it to the others. Yeah, she's like, nah, he probably wrote them. And then
not flattering for her.
She sent 18 tweets. She's like Philippu's manager, just sending the tweets.
Oh, drive by my brain.
And then, just denies a lot of stuff. When clearly Netflix would have proof before they put it out there, because you can't get done for defamation.
They did say based on a true story. Which I'm not sure, like, whenever you say based, like how much you can go over the top and, how much you can kind of...
Well, I'm guessing that he played the voicemail messages to the actress that played Martha so she could get her voice right. That's an assumption on my behalf. But it's like, surely he would have all the voicemails, the emails, all of it.
It'd be documented in some kind of police report, surely.
It's all... Yeah. So
anyway, it was not a flattering little interview for her, I will say that. And you feel bad because it was not the image that was portrayed on it was creepy. The stalkerness of it and everything else. And it was a wild scenario. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if I can actually recommend it, to be honest. It's been in the news. It's been interesting. Rough.
These ones. So we got more terrible date locations.
Oh, yes. We put it out there of like, what's the worst place to go on a date that you've ever been on a date?
This one's actually an absolute cracker. Escape room date. Oh. Would you go to an escape room?
No chance in hell. Especially like an early date in a relationship? No chance.
If you realize...
Stuck in a room?
That you didn't like them early.
Oh. No.
I guess it gives you more incentive to solve the escape room puzzle to get
really hard pretty quickly, I guess. I don't think being locked up in a room for a first date is a good idea. I don't know. It could be.
What about drive-in cinema?
Fitz, who's got the keys?
What about a drive-in cinema?
A drive-in cinema? No. I think like any kind of date that has to do with a car is awkward. Like, you ever try to give a girl a kiss goodbye in a car, having to lean over the center console and stuff? Yeah. So weird. Yeah. Such an awkward goodbye. I hopefully everyone out there listening
kissing in the
knows
car
what I'm talking
weird.
about. But like, it is such a weird, like, just walk her to the door. Get out, walk her to the door. It makes it easier.
Yeah, smart. I had a shocking drive-in cinema first date once.
Did you? What do you there's no trucks here that you kind of like lay down in the back.
Shouldn't have went.
Like, what do you?
For starters. Yeah, so laid down in the front seat. So I said, like.
Laid down in the front seat?
Yeah, like pull the seat back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, what
I'm too tall for that. I can't do it.
So I suggested the date, which is
can we ask what the movie was?
That's on me. Yeah, I'll explain the movie, but I don't remember what it was. It was so crap.
Okay.
So I said, I'll drive.
Yeah.
In my car. You can pick the movie.
Yeah.
And I'll pay. All like nice things for a person to do. Anyway, we get there and she picks some crappy movie with I swear it was like Charlotte Johansson.
Charlotte's Web. No.
And it was all about like this blue crystal, and she takes like these blue crystal like drugs, and she gets like these like borderline superpowers or whatever.
Oh, Black Widow.
It was that crap. It was the crappiest movie. Anyway, I was like, oh, now I got to sit here and watch this crap.
That's good. Yeah.
Anyway, I was like getting into position.
You're the guy at the drive-in cinema that's actually trying to watch the movie.
Yeah, well, I was like,
got it.
Getting in position. This was at the very start, like the very start.
Honey, I'm watching the movie.
And I was like laying down in the like trying to get into position, and she's like, "Could you just
into position?
Can you just sit still?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck." This is going to be a long date.
Oh,
anyway, we didn't really talk at all.
Was it an awkward drive back home?
Well, she was like, yeah, that was great. Let's do it again. I was like, what the hell? No.
My advice is do the, what is it? No, the Moonlight Cinema. If you're going to do a cinema, don't do the drive-in. Do the Moonlight Cinema.
I've
get
done
a little picnic, get a little rug.
What you do get is you get your nice little esky and you fill it with about 30 cans.
And they do it shotgunning beers at a freaking Moonlight Cinema?
I didn't say you have to drink it all, but
why would you bring 30? 30 is such an aggressive number, Brayden.
You might have people, you might have to share them around. But
that is absurd.
But you sit there
and you do a Bucks party at the Moonlight Cinema.
All the bats fly over the top, and they're just it's a weird. There's so many bats in Melbourne. There's a lot of bats. We're not gonna. You're laying out.
Is that because you're seeing double after your 10 cans in?
You're laying out in the open, and there's like a million bats flying over, and you're just trying not to get pissed on. It's great. It's a good date idea.
Really convincing here.
Anyway, what's the worst cuisine to eat on a date? I would say something like a garlic kebab.
Well, the last one was from Ash Nichols, so thank you for sending that one in. The cuisine, a kebab on the first date, that's not Indian food maybe would be up there. I think there's a bit of spice to that, and it's probably going to rumble your stomach a little bit. Ethiopian food, I think, is also one that kind of gets my gut.
If you're struggling so much with spice that you just finish eating and you need to blast a shit, probably don't ever go to like an Indian restaurant.
Yeah, but I don't love you get the neck sweats, like the forehead and neck sweat.
Just get a normal person meal though. Don't be like, I need to get the hottest one that there is. 3 chilies? Give me that one, please.
4.
I need to show how strong I am on this date.
Oh, no.
Just get the butter chicken like the rest of us. What do you get the naan
bread?
No garlic naans.
No garlic naan bread. Well, this one was sent in by Chelsea. She thinks it's a crab boil.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
And I will agree. That's an aggressive one. You get the bib
with the
and
hammer?
You've got to crack. Yeah, you got to crack it open. You get it's not even like on a plate. It's like on just on the table, and you've got to kind of dissect and do it with your hands. It's not a very sexy eating situation.
I feel like just first dates as a dinner is just like I wouldn't. No go.
And that's why we're both single. Anyway, so
imagine going and sitting at a dinner with that lasts a while. You can't be like, oh, actually, shit, I got to get out of here because I got a thing on, like you could with like a coffee or a drink.
You can get dumplings pretty quick.
Just figure it out, smash a thing of dumplings.
Mate.
But yeah, crab's not
boil, that's
great.
going to be a tough one. Anyway.
You don't want crabs on dates, full stop. Full stop.
All right. Well, we're going to finish on that note. That is an incredible way to finish a podcast. Thank you so much, Brayden, for that. We might have to clip that one up and use it over and over again. But
tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. But no, we want to give a massive shout out to everyone that's sent in answers and questions for us. We appreciate the love. And we do it every single week. So make sure you check out the socials, share with your friends. You can get a shout out on the pod. But massive thank you to all the fans that did put some input in there. But that is it for us today. Massive game, massive round coming up. TIO Stadium is going to be a rocking. They're going to be a rocking.
They're going to get the job done, the Suns.
Oh, the Suns. Oh my God, gotta love the Suns. And we need to figure out Tasmania's jumper, but more importantly, we need to figure out what the new Gold Coast Suns jumper is going to be.
Yeah.
Changing the colors. I'm big fan of this.
No, I like that. You got to keep the colors, the original colors.
Just shift up what it looks like.
Move them around a bit.
Maybe have a sun on your actual jumper.
Yeah. Well, the logo is a sun.
Yeah, but it's not on the jumper.
It's right in the middle.
Is it?
Oh, my God.
Anyway,
you ever watched the Gold Coast Suns? They're your team.
It is my team. Anyway, we're just going to stop there. Thanks so much for listening in, everyone. We have a massive week coming up. You got to listen in, but make sure you subscribe to the podcast. This is one of the most. We talked about this before.
We should probably say
one of the biggest things. Yeah, we probably should download and subscribe, so then you get the notification whenever we come out with the new one. It comes up as something to listen to.
Numbers are up.
Yeah,
numbers are up.
Huge fan of that. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate that because we don't exist without y'all. Y'all are the OGs. Love y'all. But that is it from us today. Have an incredible weekend. Hopefully all your tips get up, and hopefully the car clocks get up too.
Yeah, and hopefully you outplumb the plumber.
Outplumb the plumber.
Yeah.
I'm be playing a lot of forward time this weekend, Brayden, so probably not going to plumb today.
Well, kick some goals on him.
I'll do my best. All right, everyone, have an incredible weekend. We'll speak to you next week. Peace.
See ya.